Okay, it's windy outside. I'm playing with new stuff. So this is the 15 millimeter AI. Well, I should say, Nikkor 15 millimeter f1.2 manual focus lens on the AI to Nikon 1 adapter. And I got a dummy battery to the Nikon 1 J5 with the 18.5 f1.8, and this is basically a 15 millimeter. So I've used 50 millimeter 1.2, which is like an 85. Yeah, maybe not. 135, something like that. I've used the 18.5, which is a 50 1.8 with the polarizer. I've used the 32, which is an 86 on these photos. I've used a couple of others. I haven't used a 6.7 to, it's like an 18 to 35, all right, on a full frame. So I'm just going to show you some pictures of what I've been doing. And as you can see, there's the camera with the dummy battery into it. And I got the dummy battery in my pocket. So let's take a look at some photos. Okay, here we go. So the first one I tried is the it's a 13 millimeter, okay, and it's a Nikkor 1 lens, which will give me a 35 millimeter focal length. I like using the 6.7 to 13 millimeters for vlogging. Okay, so I tried that on just to see how it was. Go to the next one, same thing. So this is like at 5.6, shutter speed is like at 1/60th, and it's a 13 millimeters with a 2.7, it's a 35 millimeters. And of course, I went to the 18.1, which is basically the almost a 50 millimeter. 2.7 is like 48, okay? But I was using this lens right here. And I had it in camera mode, so it did the different shutter speeds and the apertures and all of that. This is a pretty good lens. They said the f number was 1.4, but you know, when you have it in the camera mode, it picks the f number and stuff like that. So with the 32 millimeter, okay, so I went to the 32. It's an 86, 35 millimeter equivalent. But look how sharp these are. Unreal. Small. I think this is bigger than a 1-inch sensor. It's a 2.7 crop added to it for lenses. But you can see, I like that 85 millimeter or 86 millimeter equivalent. Now, see this B? I'll try to get a sharp picture. I think this is a good one right here. This is the first bee I've seen. And this is a 20 megapixel camera, okay? So you can't, or an 18 megapixel camera, I should say. But as you can see, that's a sharp picture right there. If I leave it right there, that's good enough. See it. About that, folks. Solar energy. So anyway, let's get back to here. I've shot it on the inside. It's pretty good. Now, this is where I've done this. If I bring the cursor over, if you look on top of here, there's my power bank charging. Look how small that battery is. That's why I have a power bank and dummy battery. That's the 50 millimeter f1.2 that I'm using. And then you can see the 18.5 I had on there, which is a 50 millimeter. But now these shots are all 50 millimeter 1.2. And with manual focus, you always have a hard time focusing. I tried to do the best I could, but at 1.2, you're going to get a lot of bokeh. So some things are sharp, and then right next to it, it's not sharp. I was focusing on the nose. And the same thing here. I'll just try to increase it. Trying to keep your hand steady to take the shot, and then trying to get it focused. It's much easier with the autofocusing. That's all I have to say, is you just keep trying. And this is at 1/250th of a shutter speed. This other one was at 25th of the shutter speed. So it was manual focus. And just to show you, to see how sharp it is, that's pretty good for an 18 megapixel camera. And this is 50 millimeter with the 35 millimeter equivalent. And this is from the f-mount lens. It's 135. So you're looking at the almost the Plena. Well, in fact, it's a little bit better than the Plena because it's 1.2 instead of a 1.8. And I tried different stops on here. You know, 5.6, 4.0, 2.8, even went to f8. So I was going back and forth. But you can see how sharp this is. That's pretty good with an f-mount lens on a Nikon 1 sensor. Sharp lens. The wind was blowing real hard. There's my dog, but look how sharp she is. And then of course branches are moving. I think it was at, yeah, 1/250th of shutter speed. So like at a 5.6 f8, I had to go to like 2.8 here in the shade. And I think that was either f4 or f5. It might have been a 5.6 f8. Probably a 5.6. And you see, that's the sharpest picture yet. All with f-mount 50 millimeter AI 1.2. Now, when it got in the dark and you only have an LCD screen to view things, you can't get it sharp. But you can get some things sharp. So you see, I think this was an f8. That was a 5.6. Then I went inside, took some shots with the flash. And I practiced with the flash too, where I kind of hid the flash in a way. All right. And then with the light on. And this is with a couple lights on. And right here, these flashes are on, but with no light, overhead light on, just from the camera. Just wanted to show you the different things you can do with this. And I'm now using the 32 millimeter Nikkor 1 lens, which is an 86 millimeter equivalent. And we'll finish off these pictures, and just to show you, that's pretty sharp. Now this is with no flash, and then this is with flash. So, what do you think? It looks sharper without the flash. And then I got a nice shot right there with the sunlight coming in all the way from the far bedroom. And these flashes are on, okay? So I did have to put the flash on. This one does not have the flash on. No flash, flash. So I wanted to show you that one, and I think it's like a 3/4 sensor or something like that. It's, you know, doesn't bring in a lot of light indoors. If I bring it up. So you see with the flash on, it didn't really help. And this is my favorite picture right here. Look how gorgeous it is. You know, the lights and stuff. And the flash was on. You know, with 18.5 at 15 millimeter, I think that's a lens I'm going to use when I use the J5 for, and I got another 18.5 also, which I can use on the Nikon 1 V3, and take pictures with both dummy batteries and same lens. I like that focal length on this these small cameras. They're not heavy. They're autofocus. And now the J5 is the only one that has a flash, and the V3 does not. It does have an EVF though, but you have to put it on the hot shoe. And of course I took a picture out in the garage. But look how sharp that my old cassette tapes are. Computer. But you know, for nice smaller shots, this isn't a bad camera. And it's small enough with a dummy battery. You can take some pretty good pictures outside. Indoors, it depends on the lighting. So I do want to stress that. And I did not see any barrel distortion. Maybe a little bit, you know, where it's a pin cushion, you know, in the center. But basically it's pretty good. It's sharp. And then if we bring in the tree, see, that's pretty good. Then of course the fence, mine against my neighbors. I picked up their garbage cans and recycle. When was that rough? I'm debating if I should cut the lens on the lower left, you know, just have the tree going up. I like a little shade on the picnic table, but haven't decided yet. And of course there's a bird bath and a tiny shot. So when I put it on vertical, you can see how small it is. Now let's see how much I can crop into it before it starts pixelating. You know, for a 18 megapixel camera, this does a pretty good job. And this was created right after the film cameras. And then they stopped doing the Nikon 1 with, they came out with the F mount. After the cameras. So then they had the F mount, and then they had the Nikon 1, and then they went to the Z mount. And that's a whole different story. And I can do the same thing here. So it's springtime, grass is turning green, it's coming back. Just to show you how sharp these pictures are. And this is all the 18.5, which is a 49 15 millimeter equivalent. But you know, that's pretty good. See, that's sharp. And of course my garage. And my battery charger. So what do you think? Is it well worth it? I'm going to keep going back here. I think I'm going to keep it right there on this shot to end it. But like I said, I'm going to bring this back over to here. There it is. Nikon 1J5, small battery. I've used multiple lenses, even the f-mount 50mm f1.2, which is usually on my Nikon FM3A film camera, and it did an excellent job. I did miss a little bit on the focusing, but I think it's a fantastic little camera, something to play with. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. So thank you for tagging along. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day. Say bye, Wanda. She's sleeping.